We've scoured the land and we have found some of Britain's most enthusiastic barbecuers. Our 3 challenges will get an absolute grilling as they're put through their paces. Each episode they will face a challenge which must be completed entirely on a Pro Q charcoal barbecue smoker. So from grilling to baking, they will have to get well and truly fired up. So let's see who can take the heat, who can grab the title and the trophy, and of course, the bragging rights as Britain's best amateur barbecuer. So barbecuers, for the first challenge of the series, we are giving you complete free rein. You can let your imaginations run wild, but your only task is to impress our judges. You have 2 hours to create your show-off barbecue feast. Charcoal at the ready, barbecue!
Coming from an Iranian background, I've gone for a Persian kebab today. I've got kebab barg and kebab jujay, which is meant to be, if you live in Iran, it's fillet steak, but if you work in IT in Plymouth, it's lamb. So, and I've also got the jujay is chicken, so I've got that going on. I'm going to do some rice, all the sort of usual Persian sort of accompaniments to this dish. Have a nice little bit of a twist on the rice, get a crispy bottom. It's called tariq, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that, guys.
My signature dish is butterflied lamb in a black cherry marinade with Hasselback potatoes and a chunky cherry salsa.
Well, it's all about simplicity for me, to be quite frank. These boys seem to be going hell for leather. I like to kick back, relax, something nice and simple. So we're going to have some hung smoked sea bream, a little bit of lemon marinade, and I'm going to serve that with some barbecued asparagus, and served with a sauce vierge with a little twist of chilli in it.
These skewers are my secret weapon. They're just traditional Iranian skewers. Yeah, I mean that's it really. For this sort of meat, because it's flat and a bit wider. I mean normally like in England they normally use like sort of chunks of chicken or chunks of beef, whereas this is more flat, a bit wider, so it sits on the skewer a bit better. And also it sits a bit nicer on the barbecue because of the flat edge, so I turn it one side and it just sits nicely on it. Yeah, it's just what I've always used for this, so had to bring it along.
My secret weapon for this challenge is a pair of chopsticks.
Okay.
Now, today I'm using just one potato, which will be in a Hasselback style, which is slices every 3 millimeters.
Great.
Now, to stop the knife going all the way through and leaving you with just sliced potatoes, I've got a pair of chopsticks. Well, they're not actually chopsticks, but chopsticks, and you place them like that, and then when you cut down through, the knife can't go down to the table. So that's my secret weapon.
My secret weapon is a bit more heat, so I'm going to use my blowtorch today, because when you hang the fish they tend to not get quite the right colour, So we're just going to finish them off with a little bit of blowtorch and give it a little bit of colour at the end of it.
Special ingredient for this one today is sumac. It's an Iranian spice. It's a bit zesty, like sort of a lemony flavour, and that's sort of what we sprinkle over the rice to serve it with. Gives it a nice, nice zesty touch.
My special ingredient for this dish is quite simple. It's black cherry jam. So the meat has been marinated in a mixture of balsamic vinegar and black cherry jam.
Chef's special ingredient for me is just some quite simple homegrown basil, which makes the sauce vierge just that little bit more pungent.
Just making up a flatbread, so I'm just making up a dough now, and then I'll just leave it to sit here and rest for a bit, prove. Just enough for like one flatbread, so I'm just going to leave it here till last minute and then chuck it on the grill. Doesn't really take much, a couple minutes each side, and that'll be it really. So I messed up a little bit here. I should have brought colander as my chef's special weapon, but I haven't got colander to drain the rice, so I'm gonna do a little try something out here, not acting like I've ever done it before. Some tin foil. I'm gonna pierce some holes in it and try and drain it out nice and slow. Right, let's get a few more of these. It's what you call thinking on your feet. Right, let's give it a go. It's only a little bit hot. I think that's it. I think it worked. Yeah. Who needs a colander anyway? Ah! It's not quite temperature yet. Thought it would have been. It's been in there for half an hour, which is about right. Not quite up to temperature, so I'm going to put it back in. Yeah, a little bit slower than expected, but nothing major. It's nearly there, nearly there. I've got plenty of time anyway, so yeah, good man. Pour the juices all over the coal.
Okay, judges, so Andrew is making us sea bream and he's serving that with a sauce vierge and asparagus. What do we think?
I'm a big fan of fish, so I'm really happy with that actually. Not too sure about his secret weapon for this round with the blowtorch. What do you think of that?
Well, sea bream is a really delicate flavour, and if you start hitting it too hard with a blowtorch, you're just going to get a gassy, charry effect, and that could make it quite bitter. So I'm a little bit concerned that he doesn't go overboard with the gas torch. But the bream itself, I hope, is going to be fabulous. I know he's serving it with asparagus and grilled asparagus. You get that char just right. You know, coat it in some olive oil, salt and pepper. That's all you need, and that should, if he gets that right, it should be lovely.
Have any of you had? I think his secret ingredient is some homegrown basil. So have you had basil with fish before?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think the two go really well together. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for it, really.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had, if I'm honest, I've never had a home smoked hot fish served hot. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah. So Alan is serving us lamb, which has been marinated in cherry. So you're a sheep farmer, Joe. What do you make of that?
Yeah, this is the dish I'm really looking forward to, being a lamb producer. I've not tried lamb with the cherry to complement before. I'm looking forward to. I think the two will go really well together. I hope the lamb's pink. I hope there's a decent layer of fat on it as well. I don't like it too lean. A bit more traditional in that sense of things. But yeah, really looking forward to this dish.
And his secret weapon, his secret tool is chopsticks, which I believe has got something to do with the Hasselbacks. Have you got any idea?
You lay them either side of the potato, so you lay the 2 chopsticks that way, put the potato in, and it stops the knife going all the way through the potato. So you get a perfectly level cut through the potato to create your Hasselback.
I've never heard of a Hasselback.
Oh really?
I've never used the chopstick to make any potato dish, but I really look forward to it.
Yeah.
No, they can be really good when they're done right. As long as you get some cooked through, they'll be good.
And then finally Dan is giving us Persian kebabs. That makes me very excited. I believe we're getting 2 types of meat, and he's going to serve that with rice. What are our thoughts?
Rice sounds really good because it's the one where you, I think if I'm right in
Tajik?
thinking, it's the
Tajik?
one where you have to get a crust on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that, I've never tried that before. I'd be quite interested in tasting that one.
Yeah.
And Ben, his secret ingredient is sumac.
Yeah.
Familiar with that spice?
Yeah, it's a very citrusy spice and a Persian spice. They use it a lot in Persian dishes. In my experience, I've cooked some of those before.
It's quite tart.
It's quite
Nice.
tart.
Yeah.
Taste to it. Yeah. Will it go with both different types of meat? Yeah, I've had it with both lamb and chicken before.
I think he's putting it on the rice, to be honest. I think
is he?
I think if I heard right, he's just going to sprinkle it on top of the rice at the end. So how that will work could be interesting.
Yeah.
We mustn't forget his secret weapon.
Yeah.
I have forgotten his secret weapon.
Skewers.
Yeah.
Skewers.
Yeah, but they're a flat skewer. So like skewers I'm usually using are usually round skewers. He's got flat cuts of meat, so having a flat skewer holds the meat better on there and it doesn't fall off and spin around as easy.
Wouldn't have expected a skewer to be a secret weapon in a barbecue challenge, but there you go.
I think he'd been better off with a colander maybe, not having to make his own at the last minute.
No, it was very Heath Robinson. No, what's his name?
Heath Robinson.
It was very Heath Robinson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He took the baker foil, put holes through it. It worked beautifully.
Perfect.
Next time, bring a colander.
Yeah.
It's beginning to smell really good out here. Barbecuers, you've got 1 hour left. That's 1 hour until I get to eat.
You haven't opened your beer yet?
I was going to say, this is intact. I thought we sort that out for you.
I'm a good boy.
Oh,
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, I noticed where you're standing.
Yeah.
Right over
I know,
the front.
I know, I could have stood over there.
Yeah.
But
Away from the lamb.
Yeah.
God, salivating like a butcher's dog, I tell you. We've got stuff to look at on your bench. Oh, these are the skewers.
Oh, right.
They are flat skewers.
Homemade?
No, from Iran.
Okay.
From Iran.
Is there? Do you have a connection to Iran?
Yeah, my dad's from Iran.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, my dad's Iranian. So this is inspired by him. This is his cooking. This was my barbecue growing up at home. Was this week in, week out? This is what we do. So yeah.
And when you cook it for your dad, does it meet his standards? Is he happy?
I mean, I don't think I've actually cooked it for my dad, because every time I try to, he always gets involved, so he always takes over. I always try to, and he just comes in and takes over, gives me pointers, you need to do this, you need to do that. I mean, I think I perfected it, but I mean,
Well, we'll find out.
Today, yeah.
marinade separately, but same marinade, which is yogurt, saffron, salt, really simple, salt, pepper, and a little bit of lime, and that's it. Really simple, marinated for 24 hours. And it should be really nice and tender.
This bit I'm a bit more familiar with than the Iranian skewers. You've got a bit of a dough there. Actually, it's proving, so I'll leave it alone.
Is it a
Don't
yeast
really know what
based?
to do.
Is it yeast based?
Yeah, there's
is.
yeast in there. Yeah, it's literally just really simple. Again, flour, yeast, salt, pepper, bit of water, and mix it up. Left it to, gonna pull it right out, nice and thin. Stick it straight on the grill. Get it nice and charred on the outside, some nice grill lines, and that'd be it.
Well, we don't want it underbaked.
No soggy bottoms.
No soggy bottoms. I think it'd be impossible to get a soggy bottom on a flatbread.
You'd have to, I could manage it. No, you'd have to work hard.
Now I've said that, I've just jinxed it. But
Yeah.
it'll be right.
And you charge your tomatoes there? What are
Yeah,
we
I've just
having on
got
the
them.
side?
So basically, just what is traditionally eaten with in Iran. So you'll have a little bit of red onion. Normally, your mouthful would be a bit of red onion, which is just red shots. A little bit of tomato. I've got this in here, which I made, which is it's called. Basically, it's very similar to tzatziki.
Yeah.
Any Iranian will shoot me for saying that.
You're not going to say it in Persian for us.
It's
You could say it any way you like. None of us are doing
well, it's yogurt, mint, again some shallots and cucumber, salt and pepper, and that's like the traditional dip that it's served with on the side. And then I've got the rice on the go over here. Can actually open that one up.
The famous rice.
The famous rice. That's in there going. It's going to have a crispy bottom, and then it's so that. So you basically cook it just so it's underdone, boil it, put it in, and then steam it for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and that's
And
it.
is the crisp just from the rice that's in contact with the pan, or does it have any
basically
oil or anything?
Yeah, you well to get the. Don't know whether this actually helps or not, but it's something that's been passed down there. Make some small holes in the rice, just to let the steam come right out, and then you drizzle some oil over the top. So the bottom, you keep it on a high heat. When you sieve it off, you put the rice in, holes, drizzle some oil on, high heat for about 5 minutes. That starts it getting off crispy, starts the sort of frying process at the bottom of the rice. And then you bring it off to a lower heat, which is why I transfer it to that side to let it steam for about 45 minutes.
So how do you serve it? Do you just turn it out?
Yeah,
and it serves
literally.
as a cake?
I would at home we'd have a big bowl, much bigger pot than this, and just turn it right out into the bowl, and there you'd have a nice crisp plate on top. But
Have you added any wood to your cook this time?
Well, I'm going to add a little bit of oak, but the thing is I'm grilling it, so it won't really get much chance to take on the smoky flavour, but I think it makes a little bit of a difference. So I'll chuck some wood on it, wood chunks there, and hopefully the smoke will get into it. But I mean, from the charcoal anyway, you get a better taste of it. You get the taste of the charcoal anyway. So these will sit just over the coals, and they'll sit straight over.
Sounds well planned.
Is the beer just for you, or is that incorporated in the?
That's just for me. We're on a brewery, so it'd be rude not to.
Yeah, exactly.
For the final half an hour, I want to baste it and form a crust on the top, bark as they call it, and I shall turn that 2 or 3 times and baste it each time, and hope it gives us a nice finish, a nice glaze.
This is always a bit tricky. We'll leave that one like that. Slightly more direct method of cooking. They've just, they're quite fine fish, they've just come off the hooks. So all I've done is we're now just going to lay them on the side. So I'll just cook that way, rather than them falling down and breaking their necks, to be quite frank.
hero nose in the background, not a good sign. Barbecuers, you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left till you have to present your dishes. Right, barbecues, that's it. Your time is up. We will ask you to bring up your feasts one by one to the judge's barrel, where we will taste them. Okay, Andrew, if you'd like to bring up your barbecue.
You go, Fax. Wow.
Okay, tell us again what you've cooked us.
So we've got sea bream, which has been marinated in a little bit of oil and lemon, and then barbecued with some cherry wood. We've got some barbecued asparagus with mulled and sea salt, and we've got a sauce vierge with a little kick of roast smoked garlic and chilli.
Delicious.
Sadly, Glenn, this time there's only 3, so...
Judges, you should dive in.
I'll have to move that out of the way a little bit.
Slice off.
Do that.
Some asparagus, I think.
Look at that. Perfect.
Comes
Straight off the bone.
Sensational.
Yeah, it's cooked perfectly, I'd say.
Should get a bit of skin.
Oh, that's so good. That sauce has got a real kick. Really zingy and that smoked garlic is lovely.
I think my words say it all. I can't say anything.
Oh, your lack of words, yeah.
I was nervous about the blowtorch.
Yeah, I thought you could. Yeah, I thought you'd taste the gas, but you
Yeah.
can't at all, can you? And
No, it has worked really well. That sauce is gorgeous.
Yeah.
A really lovely kick to it.
Alan, if you'd like to bring over your barbecue. So tell us what we've got.
We've got black cherry glazed leg of lamb, which was butterflied. We've got a chunky cherry tomato salsa, and the Hasselback potatoes, which are coated with breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese.
Amazing.
With a bit of texture.
Nice. You happy with how it went?
Pretty much. The lamb was a bit slow coming up to the temperature, but and unfortunately I lost half the Hasselback because they're so soft.
Okay.
Well,
Need bigger chopsticks next time.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going
okay.
straight in for the Hasselback because I'm quite excited about
straight
that.
for the lamb.
So am I.
this meat is
I'm
just
going straight
crying
for this
for-
lovely pink piece.
Yeah.
That's really tender.
I'm getting the cherry smoke coming through as well.
Yeah.
Taste that.
Did you try it with the salsa? Wow, that accompaniment is delicious.
Contains chili oil and a few chili flakes.
And I think because it's been sitting, it's almost like it's lightly pickled. The cucumber's got a fantastic crunch. I haven't tried the spud yet though. How did the spud go down?
Great.
Slightly on the salty side for me, but it's really lovely texture. It's got a nice crunch to it. I managed to get the lovely crunchy bit from the bottom as well.
I spotted that. I was a little annoyed, but we'll forgive you.
I like the mint that you've added into there as well. It's really come through nicely.
Okay,
I don't think you can have lamb without the mint
No, that's
there,
right.
so I'm glad it's in there.
I think the saltiness from the potato, because the lamb isn't over seasoned with the salt. I think that sort of complements the lamb as well. So I think it goes really well together.
Going for the mother load.
Yeah.
Everything on the one
as
fork.
a complete forkful.
Yeah, it's a
really,
complete
really
forkful.
does go
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Are you happy with the way he's treated lamb?
I think he's treated this lamb very nicely. Yeah.
Thanks
It was
very
very
much,
nice to me, so I thought I'd be.
That's a great start. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you,
lovely.
Alan.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
That looks like a big tray full of food.
That's just for one of you. I've got another 2 over there.
I think I love you. So what have we got?
We've got Persian kebabs, so that's kebab barg and kebab jujay, which is chicken and lamb. Got some flatbreads, rice with some tahdig, which is crispy rice formed at the bottom of the pan, and yeah, just another little dip, there, which is yogurt. So enjoy, guys.
This is your sumac.
That's the sumac sprinkled on there on the rice. That's how we would eat it. Is mixed in with the rice with a bit of butter. That's how we would eat it in there.
Cool.
Should I be mum with the lemon?
Yep.
Is that just going to go all over the meat?
Yep.
Oh.
Jealous.
You can't be that jealous. You've been eating it over there.
I think I'm going to go with the bread first. The crisp is amazing. It's
Yeah.
really delicious, and the sumac as well. It's I'm not so familiar with it, and it looked like there's a lot on, but it's really delicious.
I like the fact that it's marinated nicely, but they all complement the meat. Sorry, and but you can still taste the lamb, so it's not overpowering at all. But it's
Yeah, so lamb is so delicious on itself. You don't need to do much. That's why it's
Yeah.
such a simple marinade.
They're all very delicate flavours, so it's actually a really nice combination. When you get a complete forkful of a bit of everything, really does go nicely.
But I'm really loving the fact that the as you say, because they're quite delicate flavours, you're getting a healthy taste of the grill. You know, it's got that nice charcoal
It is nice.
There's a
flavour.
nice bit of chocolate.
I don't think we're judging anymore, are we? We're just eating. Now.
Good, that's what it's here for. Enjoy.
Well done.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll grab one next one.
I'm very, very pleased with that actually. Really am. Odd hiccup here and there when the fish fell off the hangers, but that happens occasionally if you're not careful. And we rectified that, cooked them flat instead, and yeah, very pleased. I'm particularly pleased with just put one block of cherry wood in the bottom to give it a little bit of smoked flavour, and it's just picked it up just through the skin and into the flesh of the fish, just enough just to taste it, but not to overpower it. So yeah, I'm very pleased. Sauce vierge, it's always a winner anyway.
I was quite pleased with the judges' comments. It was touch and go with the lamb, whether it reached temperature before the end of time, but it just made it. So I was lucky there. Yeah, overall, very pleased.
Everything turned out all right. I've cooked some better kebabs before in my life, but maybe there's the pressure of everyone else, seeing how good everyone else's food was. But I feel like I put together a good plate, and I think the judges enjoyed it. So hopefully we'll get the result.
Okay, so we're going to give you some feedback now, one by one, on each of your dishes, and we'll start with Ben, who's going to tell us about your dish, Dan.
Dan, I was really, really impressed with the rice that you produced there. I love the crispy bottom on it. I've never had rice like that before, especially not on a barbecue, so well done.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
And Joe, what impressed you about Alan's?
Yeah, Alan's dish, I think he really did the lamb credit. The Hasselback potato was something new to me, and the cherry with the lamb, you know, they really went well together. And yeah, I think it's a lovely dish. I think the only thing I would say is that if he'd had longer, the lamb may have been slightly more tender, but with the time you were given, I think you've done a really good job.
Yeah, and with the sheep bleating in the background, you please the lamb producer, you've done a good job.
Thank you very much.
Jackie, can you tell us what you liked about Andrew's dish?
Andrew, your fish was cooked perfectly. It came off the bone beautifully, and the combination of the fish with that lovely sauce you made was to me, was perfect. And the asparagus as well, really nicely charred. Excellent dish. Really, really pleased with it. Well done. Thank you.
Okay, so as we've explained, the way it works is that we'll carry the points from each challenge to decide at the end of the whole series who wins Britain's BBQ Off. But this, our first challenge, I'm delighted to say the winner is Andrew. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done, gents. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Thank you.
Are there any leftovers?
Thanks.
Well done.
Thank you very much.